Hello guys, how you doing? Today I'm working here again with the FreeNAS, and this time I'm working with a FreeNAS 11 version. I made a video like a couple months ago talking about the FreeNAS 10, the Corral version. Unfortunately, it was very hard for me to work with that distribution of FreeNAS because they were reporting a lot of things I'm missing, or like it was not functional at all. So basically what I did is to upgrade my FreeNAS 10.10, sorry, 9.10 to 11. That was yesterday, and today I was planning to work with VMs, but it seems like in 9.10 I saw that it was a plugin for like VirtualBox plugin. So basically, you had access to like GUI interface over the browser, and you from there you will be able to create your virtual machines and work with that things. Unfortunately, the virtual machine that I tried to create at that time, it was only 32 bits supported. So what I'm planning to do now, based on this new release of FreeNAS, is to work with VMs that supports 64 version of the operating systems. So as I mentioned in all my videos, one of the main operating systems that I actually use at work and everywhere is CentOS. So I think FreeBSD and CentOS and Debian they're my favorite operating systems. And right now I'm just trying to create a new VM, but I just noticed that it's a process that you need to use in case that you don't have the plugin. You probably, I haven't checked, but you probably can get a plugin from the FreeNAS download website. But I'm not sure. I haven't checked that thing. I just figured it out how to create VMs, and this is the reason I'm doing this video. So we just keep a record in what exactly is what exactly is the process to create a VM on FreeNAS 11. So basically, what you have to do is, obviously you have your YALs and you have your VMs, right? So I already explained in my previous videos what was the difference between YALs and VMs. Oh shit, I think I did it in Spanish, so okay, maybe I can do one more explanation. So I don't know if you guys are interested in this video, you might know what a container means and a VM. So basically between these two, this is more like container and this is more like a VM. So YALs will run over the main operating system. In this case, FreeNAS is based on FreeBSD, so all these containers is like a small version of the same operating system that it was created by FreeNAS. So all this subsonic NBI transmission, all these like small virtual machines, with, like I said, they are no virtual machines, they are containers, or in FreeNAS it's called YALs. They are a small version of the operating system running on top of the version of the operating system that was made by FreeNAS. In this case, it's FreeBSD. So what is the advantage doing this is that the overhead of the all protocols and all network stack and all these things, it not necessarily needs to be loaded when you run a container. It's very lightweight, and basically you have like if I'm running, for example, here my web server, if this container crash, that will not affect my FreeNAS and that will not affect my Nextcloud or my web server. It's basically give you the illusion that it's a virtual machine, but it's not a virtual machine. It's lightweight, and as you can see, I'm running all these pretty much at the same time, except for this one, which is transmission. I don't need it now. So so this is a very lightweight to run, like I said, like kind of virtual machines. And by the way, all of them, there has to be FreeNAS, because the main operating system from FreeNAS, so from FreeNAS is FreeBSD, sorry, has to be FreeBSD. On the other hand, when you have VMs, now we can run Windows, or we can run Linux, or we can run Solaris, or whatever, because basically what we're going to do is to create a whole stack, the whole network stack, the whole operating system stack, emulate controllers for every single piece of a computer. So it's heavier than the Yales, but it gives you the advantage that you can run any operating system. In this case, you can run Windows if you want. Alright, so clarifying this situation, so let's move on. So in this case, I want to run a CentOS virtual machine. So what you have to do is very simple. Just go here and you type, like, I don't know, let's see that we're gonna run Debian. So Debian, just give a description, which is like necessary. You might want to give at least 1-2 cores for better performance, and obviously the amount of memory RAM that you want to run, and basically that's it. You can check this for auto start. It's not necessary, and that's it. So once you create that one, once you click OK, it will create something like this, right? And from there, you're gonna select your VM and you're gonna go to devices. And from devices, you will only have these two, the NIC and the VNC. So obviously you need a NIC because you need an IP, and also you need VNC because you need to connect. You need an interface to connect to that one. So let's click in this one because I want to show you something. So basically, here is the name of the virtual machine, the protocol that you're gonna use for connection, and also the port that you're gonna use in order to connect to that VM. So basically here you will see 0, and 0 means that it's going to be the default port. So if you have more than one virtual machine, it's gonna be like 5901, 02, 03, 04. It's gonna be like consecutive. So in this case, I want to start over because I create a few virtual machines, and then just if I create another one, it's just go like 4 or 5, but I delete the previous one. So I want to start over, and I'm just gonna go for 5902. I specify the port manually, and I say OK. And the next thing you're gonna do, by the way, how you added more devices, obviously here, so click here, and then you just select the virtual machine, and you want to select what are you going to do here. So in this case, I create the VNC. Sorry, I didn't create it. Like I said, when you create a virtual machine, these two, NIC and VNC, they will be created automatically. The ones you want to create is disk and CD-ROM. So I'm just gonna select CentOS, and I'm gonna select disk, and you have to create a C volume. So how you create a C volume? You need to go to your storage, and here under your main volume is, for me, is tank. So I'm going to create a C volume. So if I say that one, I just need to type here the name of the volume, the size that I want to use. In this case, I guess 60 gigs. For example, you want 60 gigs, you just say 60 gig, and that's it. And the other things you can leave it as a default, because that's not necessary to get involved with that situation. You can go to advanced mode if you want to change the block size, but like I said, you can leave it everything else as a default. So just type the name of what you want, as you want to name your volume, and the size, and just click add. So once you have it, then you go back to your VMs and go to devices and add, select the VM, add the disk, and then on the drill down menu you will see all the C volumes that you have created so far. So you can, in this case I only have one, so I select that one, and from this you can leave that as a default, HECI, and then just click OK. So now you have your disk in order to install the operating system on your VM, but now you need to boot with the CD from where you are going to install the OS. So again, you click here, select your virtual machine, you select your type, and then you're going to go to CD-ROM, and from CD-ROM you're going to select your ISO. But now your ISO is only seeing the folder structure from the FreeNAS, so it's not actually taking the ISO from your local computer. It's taking the ISO from your the folder structure from the FreeNAS. So in that case, you need to either you have to go to storage and the volume and create a data set and share it, right? Like here, like for example, me, I have this sharing in Linux, which is these shares, TV shows, music, all these three they are sharing in my FreeNAS. Or if you have Windows, same thing, you can just create a data set and share in Windows, which is also I have another one for Windows. So in this case, I decide to create a folder in TV shows, and I create a folder called ISO, so I don't need to create another data set. I mean, no, it's not the best way, but it works. So, and I put and I create that one, obviously, TV shows, ISOs, and I put, I don't know, a couple ISOs up there just to double check everything is working. So I put the CentOS 7. I know that there is a new one, right? 7.3 at this time, but I have this old ISO, so I uploaded that one, and then go back to my VMs, select the VM, go to devices, add again a device, CentOS, CD-ROM, browse, go to my volume tank, TV shows, and then go to the ISOs. And from ISOs, I can select whatever I want. So in this case, CentOS, and just click OK, and I will okay, here close, and then OK, and I will add the ISO ready to go. So once you have these four, right? So you create these two, and these two were automatically added at the time you create a VM. So go back to the VMs, and now I had a problem before, because I tried to, I was selecting this one and it started and it didn't start. So what happened is, you have to enable the virtualization technology from your BIOS. So how you gonna enable that? So in BIOS you need to find something like virtualization technology, and that will be something like this. I don't know, maybe you have different BIOS, but you need to find something like this, VT, virtualization technology, and if it's disabled, you need to enable it and save the changes, and that's it, because otherwise you won't be able to run virtual machines. So again, power up your FreeNAS, and then after that you need to, I don't know, press F2 or the key Del in order to get into the BIOS. And then once you get into the BIOS, go to a CPU, and under the CPU you will be able to find an option that it's called virtualization technology, and just enable it. So once you do that, and then you will be able, obviously you need to boot your FreeNAS again, and it's after everything boots. So just go ahead and run this thing, and I will be running. So now how are you going to access your virtual machine? So there is many ways to access your VNC. I found this client which has different options, different operating system for installation, so I choose a Linux one, and that is this. So I just go to properties, and that was a good question for me when I was doing this, because I said, okay, cool, I have all my devices, my NIC, which is pretty much this thing, but I don't even select what kind of IP I'm getting. Know what I mean? So this is a problem, and then I don't even know how to connect to this one. But the thing is, you need to connect using the IP from your FreeNAS. So what is it? So you put the IP of the FreeNAS, and you put the port that you configure or you getting from the beginning of the installation, which is the 5902. I specify that manually, and just put column and then the port, and then the name of your virtual machine or whatever. And then another thing is you might want to go to from I guess it was low to medium, just to see a like better display of the image at the time you're installing the operating system. And just click here, and that's it, and then you'll be able to connect to that one. And there you go. So I have here the access to the FreeNAS, and from here I think everybody knows how to install Linux. So that's it, guys. The other thing that I noticed is that when I try to add a GL, basically why is taking so long? So you put a name, let's see, I don't know, FreeNAS, and then advanced mode, and from here I remember in my previous version in FreeNAS 9.10 there was already loaded a template for FreeNAS for FreeBSD. So there's no templates here, and I see how I'm gonna get the fucking templates. So the thing is, you need to go to templates or configuration or something, and you need to check where is the I don't know if it's here actually. Yells. Not a yell. Must be there in templates. Advanced mode. I think it was configuration. Yell roots. Now this is where it is going to be. Oh, here. So in the collection URLs, there was if you actually copy this thing and just go to a browser and copy and paste this thing, will not found any templates, and that is the reason, right? So what I did is just check the root, and then there is all the templates that we have for this one. So basically what you want is to run, well, I mean, I suppose that you want to run the latest one. So the latest one doesn't exist. So where you want to go is obviously run the FreeNAS probably 10. FreeBSDs are 10, and maybe you want to go for RC4 and the 64 maybe. And from here you have your ISOs, or you have your, this is not actually correct. Let me see, wait a minute. Yells, you need to go Yells, and from Yells you want to run the, depends on the version that you want to run. So I want to go for 11 and then 64, and there you go. So you have your M3 and you TGS set, which are those are the two files that you need to in order to port that to the Yells. And then from after you port these two, and then when you create a Yell, you will be able to see the template right there when this stupid thing loads here, right? So just as any other Yell, and then you will see all the templates that you uploaded here. Add a template in the M3 and the URL of the TG set, and OK, and the name of the template, and you will see that one. So that's very simple, and that's it. That is how we are going to be manage these things. I know, like the FreeNAS Corral, it was very ambitious project. It was very good. I really loved the interface and all the things that I tried to do, but I think they just need to work for a year or maybe 2 years on that project, and they will be ready for release, production release. So anyway, guys, I think that's it, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye. Adios.